Alright, today I'm going to be testing whether blending in single coil tones or similar to metal guitar rhythm makes a difference. I'll be testing this with various 6-string guitars and also on this 8-string. I'll show you how the rhythm sounds with just the bridge pickup with the position 2 mixed in, etc. And by the way, this video is not sponsored, so let's go ahead and jump right in. First, 6-string tones. Alright, let's talk about it. First, the administrative stuff. I'm using the same rhythm patch for everything. I'm using the Neural DSP archetype Nolly X with my own preset that I've made. And I used the Ibanez S6621AH for the bass rhythm tone with the, the full bridge humbucker. And then for the position 2 tones, also I use this guitar. I use the Abasi Concept Space T for the single coil tones, and these are some kind of active pickups, so I don't think they're true single coils, but they sound close enough. And then I used the coil split on this Solar AC6BR. I also did some panning as well, so somebody keeps pushing the microphone. I also did some panning as well. I have the full humbucker rhythm panned hard right and left, so 90 degrees both ways. And then for the blended in tones, I panned 64-64. So I noticed that in blending in these tones, it added some more, a bit more, I guess, articulation, a bit more highs. It all around sounded fuller to my ears. It wasn't anything particularly radical, but the more and more I listened to it, the more I could hear the difference. And it fit together with minimal effort. And I was a bit surprised because I thought the position 2 on the S guitar would sound the best with itself in full humbucker mode, but I actually enjoyed how the Space T sounded more, blended in with everything else, of course. And then the split coil on the Solar was right in the middle for me. It was all right. Now let's test the 8-string before we talk about some overall thoughts. So I used this Abasi Concepts Master Series Larada, and this was also surprising to me. This went the opposite of how I thought it would go. I actually liked the tone of the full humbucker mode just by itself for the rhythm. Adding in the position 2 didn't quite do it for me. Again, this is subjective, of course. Maybe to you enjoyed how it sounds, and that's great. Maybe this is because of how I have my tone dialed. And if anything, this is a good data point, because if this was a clean sweep, then we would have to be doing this multi-tracking all the time. But with the 6 strings, I enjoyed blending in these tones. With the 8 string, I think the rhythm by itself stood on its own without any blending. Nice to know this wasn't a clean sweep. Now let's talk about some overall thoughts. In many ways, I was expecting the results of these tests to be the opposite of what they were. From being pleasantly surprised by blending in the Space T with the 6-string rhythms to also being surprised that I preferred the 8-string rhythm tone, the humbuckers, just on their own without anything else blended in. Of course, guitar tones are pretty subjective to a great extent, so that kind of is the value of doing this. If you maybe prefer the opposite of what I liked from this just shows, okay, here's how this sounds like this. So now I know, and I can use that in my songs. And of course, from this, it also shows that I shouldn't just do this blending technique all the time. It is going to be situational. Maybe the mix needs the guitars to be spread out and not quite as full. Maybe my 6-string rhythms will need some more oomph sometimes, some more bite. But what do you think? Did the results of this quick test surprise you? Did this go how you expected it would? Which one was your favorite tone? Be sure to comment down below. Of course, this is YouTube, so I have to say the YouTube things. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, print out every frame and mail it. If you're looking for something cool to listen to, I'm on all major streaming services. And as always, peace.